Are you tired of feeling like you're constantly fighting an uphill battle? Do you dream of achieving your goals but feel hopelessly stuck? If so, you're not alone. Many people believe that their subconscious mind holds the key to unlocking their full potential, but harnessing its power can be elusive. In this article, we'll explore the myths and misconceptions surrounding the subconscious mind and offer practical advice on how to truly tap into its potential. Today, you will discover how to unlock the power of your subconscious mind and finally take control of your destiny. In a secluded monastery nestled deep in the mountains of China, the Shaolin monks lived, meditated, and trained with disciplined dedication. They were known far and wide for their physical strength and mental resilience, living a life of simplicity and wisdom. Among these monks was a young student named Li, who had only recently joined the monastery. Li had always been fascinated by stories of monks who performed incredible feats, breaking stones with their bare hands, meditating for hours in harsh conditions, and achieving a state of inner peace that seemed almost otherworldly. Li admired the older monks for their abilities, but deep down he felt a sense of inadequacy. No matter how hard he trained, it seemed like there was something holding him back. He would watch the other monks perform complex martial arts forms with precision and grace while he struggled to keep up. His body was strong, but his mind felt clouded with self-doubt and frustration. He often wondered if he would ever reach the level of mastery that he dreamed of. One day, as he sat in meditation, Li found himself unable to focus. His thoughts were like a whirlwind, his fears, his doubts, his worries about never being good enough. He realized he needed guidance. He needed to understand how to overcome the mental barriers that were holding him back from becoming the best version of himself. So Li gathered his courage and approached the head monk, Master Wei, who was known throughout the monastery for his deep wisdom and serene presence. Master Wei was an elderly monk with a gentle demeanor, and his eyes carried the weight of countless years of experience and understanding. Li bowed deeply before Master Wei and said, "Master, I am struggling. No matter how much I train my body, I feel there is something within me that prevents me from reaching my full potential. I have heard of the power of the subconscious mind, but I do not know how to access it. Can you teach me how to use my subconscious mind to achieve anything I want?" Master Wei looked at Li, his eyes filled with kindness, and after a moment of silence, he spoke. "Li, the journey to unlocking the power of your subconscious mind is not about force or struggle. It is about understanding, trust, and cultivating a deep connection with yourself. The power you seek is already within you, but it is clouded by your own doubts and fears." Master Wei gestured for Li to follow him. He led Li to a quiet part of the monastery garden where there was a small, serene pond surrounded by blooming flowers. The surface of the pond was still, reflecting the clear blue sky above. Master Wei knelt by the edge of the pond and motioned for Li to do the same. "Look at this pond, Li," Master Wei said. "What do you see?" Li gazed into the water and replied, "I see my reflection, Master." Master Wei nodded. "Yes, but watch what happens when I do this." He gently dipped his hand into the pond, causing ripples to spread across the water. The once clear reflection became distorted, the image blurred by the movement of the ripples. "Now can you see yourself clearly?" Master Wei asked. Li shook his head. "No, Master, the ripples make it impossible to see my reflection." Master Wei smiled gently. "This is what happens within your mind, Li. Your subconscious is like this pond. When it is calm, it reflects clearly and you can see the truth within you. But when your mind is disturbed by endless thoughts, fears and worries, your true potential becomes obscured. To use your subconscious mind, you must first learn to calm these ripples. Only then can you connect with the deeper parts of yourself that hold the key to achieving anything you desire." Li realized in that moment that much of his struggle was coming from within his own mind. He had been planting seeds of doubt, and those seeds had taken root in his subconscious, growing into obstacles that held him back. Master Wei told Li that the journey ahead would be one of patience and self-discovery, a journey inward to calm the ripples and nurture the seeds that would grow into strength and clarity. Master Wei began the first lesson by taking Li to a part of the garden where herbs, flowers, and vegetables grew in abundance. The garden was meticulously cared for, with each plant thriving under the watchful eye of the monks. Master Wei knelt down and picked up a handful of seeds. He held them out to Li and said, Your subconscious mind is like this fertile soil, Lee. Whatever seeds you plant here, it will nurture and grow. If you plant seeds of fear, self-doubt, and negativity, then that is what will flourish. But if you plant seeds of confidence, peace, and purpose, then your subconscious will bring forth those qualities in your life. Lee held the seeds in his hand and looked around at the lush garden. He understood that just as a garden needs careful tending, his mind also needed attention. He realized that for a long time, he had been planting the wrong seeds, thoughts of inadequacy and fear that had taken root and grown into obstacles. Master Wei instructed Lee to start each day by planting positive seeds in his mind. Every morning, as the sun rose over the mountains, Lee would sit by the pond, close his eyes, and repeat affirmations to himself. I am capable, I am strong, I trust my journey. These words were simple, but Master Wei explained that the power lay in their repetition and sincerity. At first, the affirmations felt strange to Lee. They were like new seeds that had not yet taken root, and he struggled to believe the words he was saying. But Master Wei reminded him, "The seeds need time, Lee. Just as the plants in the garden do not grow overnight, neither will the seeds you plant in your mind. Be patient and trust in the process." Over time, Lee noticed a change. The more he repeated these affirmations, the more his subconscious mind began to accept them as truth. He felt a shift in his confidence, a quiet strength growing within him. It was as if a burden had been lifted, and he was no longer fighting against himself. The second lesson Master Wei taught Lee was about the power of visualization. One day, Master Wei led Lee to the monastery training grounds where the monks practiced their martial arts forms. Master Wei said, "Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. If you can see it in your mind with clarity and conviction, your subconscious will work to make it a reality." Lee had long struggled with mastering a particularly complex martial arts form. It required not only strength and balance, but also a deep sense of grace and flow. Master Wei instructed Lee to visualize himself performing the form perfectly. Close your eyes, Lee. See yourself moving with ease, with every step and movement flowing effortlessly. Imagine the feeling of your body in perfect harmony. Every night before he slept, Lee would sit quietly and visualize himself performing the martial arts form. He imagined every detail, the feel of the ground beneath his feet, the rhythm of his breath, the strength in his muscles, and the sense of accomplishment that followed. He saw himself moving without hesitation, each movement precise and fluid. At first, Lee found it difficult to focus. His mind would wander and doubts would creep in, telling him that he was not capable, but Master Wei encouraged him to persist. Visualization, like any skill, takes practice, Lee. Be patient with yourself and keep at it. Gradually, Lee's visualizations became more vivid. He could feel the energy of each movement, the power in his body, and the calm focus of his mind. His subconscious began to accept this vision as reality. And soon, Lee noticed changes in his training. The movements that had once seemed so difficult now came more naturally. His body responded to the mental practice he had done, as if it already knew what to do. Lee realized that by visualizing his success, he had begun to reprogram his subconscious mind to believe in his abilities. He was no longer held back by the fear of failure. Instead, he moved forward with confidence and purpose. The final lesson Master Wei taught Lee was perhaps the most challenging, the importance of letting go of the outcome. One morning, Master Wei took Lee to a quiet corner of the monastery where a tall bamboo grove swayed gently in the breeze. Master Wei pointed to the bamboo and said, "Look at how the bamboo moves with the wind. It does not resist, it simply flows." To truly harness the power of your subconscious mind, you must learn to let go of the need to control every outcome. You must trust in the process just as the bamboo trusts the wind. Lee had always believed that in order to achieve something, he needed to focus all his energy on the end result. But Master Wei explained that this obsession with success created tension and resistance within the mind. When you hold on too tightly to the outcome, Lee, you create fear, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. This fear clouds your mind and prevents your subconscious from working freely. Instead, set your intention, do your best, and then let go. Trust that the seeds you have planted and the visions you have created will come to fruition in their own time. Lee began to apply this lesson in his training. He set his intentions clearly, whether it was mastering a new skill or finding inner peace, but he also learned to let go of the need to control every detail. He trusted in the process, trusted in the seeds he had planted, and trusted in the power of his subconscious mind. Months passed, and Lee's transformation was evident to all the monks in the monastery. He moved with confidence and grace, his mind calm and focused. He no longer compared himself to others or doubted his abilities. He had learned to tap into the power of his subconscious mind, to plant the right seeds, visualize his success, and let go of fear. Master Wei watched Lee with a sense of quiet pride. He knew that Lee had discovered a truth that many spent their entire lives searching for. The realization that the power to achieve anything lay not in the world outside, but within his own mind. Lee bowed deeply to Master Wei, gratitude shining in his eyes. "Thank you, Master, for showing me the way." Master Wei smiled. "Remember, Lee, the journey is never truly over. The garden of your mind needs constant care. Continue to plant seeds of positivity, visualize your goals, and trust in the flow of life. The power you seek is always within you." And with those words, Lee understood that he was finally free. Free from the doubts that had once held him back, free to become the best version of himself, and free to achieve anything he set his mind to. The journey was not easy, but it was the journey that had brought him home to himself.